about 40 minutes.
Good evening, guys and girls. We got Tim, we got Brian, we got Keith, and we got Talkie Mike down there too. He's talking about somebody gonna be on the phone. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but he'll tell us in a little bit. But hey, the guy makes good picks. We'll tell you about that in a minute. My name's Rob. Last week, college. I kind of do like this for a second. Anyway, Brian went 1-5. Harris went 1-5. Keith went 3-2. He was not here for the Friday pick, so he was only eligible for 5 of them. Mike and Tim went 3-3. Yours truly, Rob, 4-2. Oklahoma State BYU. Let's see who ended up winning that, pulling that one out. Was it BYU won? I got it. BYU won 38-35, but they did not cover. So yours truly got that one. Alabama, Tennessee. Tennessee covered. Me, Tim, and Harris got that. Illinois upset Michigan. Tim and Keith got that. Georgia upset Texas. Me and Tim got that. UCF, Iowa State. UCF covered it. 3 points. It was 13.5. I was way too many. And Indiana blowed the railroad off of Nebraska.
That was 2 woodsheds they got taken behind.
Yeah.
So Brian and Mike got that. Daniel
They
Berry,
took them behind the woodshed, and they beat them up so bad the woodshed fell down.
the woodshed caved on their ass is what happened there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We have got 7 games this week. We're going to start because, Mike, what is the one thing you said you wanted this week?
You
Mike?
made a promise to me, and you're going to keep it.
And tell the folks what we're going to do.
For all those who have not noticed, I've been watching, and the University of Army, the cadets, and the University of Navy midshipmen are both undefeated and in the top 25.
And we will cover one of them this week.
Why? The other one's off.
Army's off this week.
That's
so
right.
Mike, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Navy, 14-point favorites this week.
All right, for $100.
Huh?
Are they underdog? Navy's underdogs this week.
Notre Dame, a 14-point favorite, going to Navy, 41.5. Tell us about it, Michael.
Mike's going to go with Navy.
First of all, I don't watch Notre Dame football. Okay. I watch Navy on CBS Sports. They show every one of their games. They also show all the Army games, and it's a good thing. They show them at 11 o'clock in the morning, so I can bounce around with them. They're playing at Navy, if I'm correct. So the cadets have the advantage, but you know how well Notre Dame travels, so it's going to be interesting with them. Honestly, Navy's got a good passing attack. Notre Dame has got good defense. But 14 points is too much in my world. Give me Navy. Give me the 14.
And 41.5.
41.5. That game will go over.
All right. Coming to me now. Look, it's all well and good to sit there and watch a team run the wishbone and run the I formation and run the T formation and all that good stuff. This team can throw the football too, and they're gonna scare Notre Dame for a quarter and a half. Then Notre Dame will put it in gear. Notre Dame covers the 14 points, not by a lot, but they're going to cover it. 36-20. Notre Dame covers and wins. So I'll go Notre Dame in the over. Tim.
Yeah, it's all dependent on if Navy wants to play the ball control game, if they can. My problem is I think that Notre Dame possibly overpowers them in the trenches, which is where it matters. Now, they could run all this misdirection stuff, but I don't think it's going to do any good. Your score is actually pretty good there, Rob, but I'll say it's going to be, let's go 38-17 Notre Dame.
38-17, and it's over. So you, Tim, will go with Notre Dame and the over. Brian.
Notre Dame is 6-1. Of course, Navy is 6-0, and Navy has a balanced team this year. Looks like their offensive line is bigger as well. I think they're going to play with Notre Dame. I got 30-28 Notre Dame. Straight up
Okay.
Navy coverage.
So he's going to go Navy and the over. All right. But you think Notre Dame wins the game?
Yes.
All right. Keith.
I'm gonna say 24-20, which is over. And
Who do you think
I'm gonna-
wins?
well, I'm gonna go out on the thin branch over the little island and say Navy's gonna pull an upset in this one.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And
And
we all
we all forgot one more thing. Not only are they both in the top 25, they are both bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and NIU, I wouldn't have thought really had a good chance to beat them in Notre
Yeah.
Dame. But if they could match up to the size of whatever Notre Dame's players are, I think Navy probably can as well. Because I don't think NIU is probably as good as Navy. So I'm going to go with Navy.
Gotcha. Comes to me now. We got the Washington Huskies, and now in the Big Ten, going to go travel to Indiana. Indiana put an ass kicking in last week, and I think this week they're going to cash out their chips, and then they're just going to come up a little bit short. Indiana 7.5-point favorites. 53.5 is the total for this game. And I think Washington is going to wipe the floor with these bad boys. They're going to be able to throw the football on them. They're going to run the football on them. This is going to be the first team Indiana has met up with yet. It just has better athletes. 37-21. Washington wins straight up. I'll hit the over. 10.
Well, the point you're missing is that the Indiana coach has won on almost every level that he's ever been on. So you're talking about they're like, I don't see it. Do I see 7.5? Maybe not. But I see an Indiana victory. So give me Washington to cover the spread, but not to win.
Over under 53.5.
53.5. Go under.
All right, Brian.
All right, Washington's 4-3. Indiana is undefeated, and as the broadcaster said last week when they were playing Nebraska, Indiana looks like the real deal, and I agree. They've got size, they've got speed, and they've got a quarterback. See the one with a broken thumb now?
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's listed as questionable. I think he may still play. I know the Chiefs have had quarterbacks in the past play with broken thumbs. And that's back when you were taking snaps under center.
And
So
he had surgery officially this week too, Tuesday.
I still think he might play.
Okay.
Indiana is better. I think they're better than most people think. I got Indiana 37, Washington 25.
37-25. So Indiana in the over. Keith.
I think Indiana will win this game comfortably, but it'll go under. But I think that double digits easily.
Oh, okay. But you're going to go under the total.
Yeah.
All right. Michael.
You know Indiana's 6-0 against the spread? Did you know that?
They're 6-0 straight up.
Straight up, 6-0 against the spread. Washington has not really done much. And Indiana has more yards per game than Washington. And we're going to go with the great Michael theory. Tim, you guys know the Michael theory, right?
West to East.
West Coast, East Coast. I don't care. They're not on the Atlantic Ocean. They're close to a lake. Whatever.
You figure if they got to go 3 time zones, it's good enough.
It's two in this case. But
You're
right. Yeah, Indiana is in the East.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
3
they're
time
right there
zones.
at the border.
What do you think that, Mike? They're close enough to a fish pond anyway, right?
Yeah, that's right. And and the boys will be there. McAfee will be there to really boost that crowd up like he did last week. It was great. I am going to take the Hoosiers.
Over under 53.5.
You know, a lot of these games are going over, so 52 touchdowns. I'm going to go under. I think it's going to be these close, maybe 49 total. Under.
All right.
You know, the thing with the
Indiana wants me. Lord, I can't go back there.
The thing with covering all 6 games, so I think that probably has something to do with Indiana just keeps getting underestimated, probably based on they're not a school that's usually this good. So people just probably aren't expecting them to go out there.
How many times have they been favored? Probably once before today.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're a team that's every year a perennial.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like Iowa, even.
The only thing I heard was one of their quarterbacks had thumb surgery.
Yeah, that's starting quarterback. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a problem, but that's why I'll stay with the under. But I like Indiana.
That team has got more than a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois,
the Illini. Oregon. Oregon is a 21.5 point favorite this week. 54.5.
How many? How many is what's the over under?
54.5.
54.5, and the line is 21.5. Oregon. Take it 10.
I think the hook will get you. I think it's going to be 20. I think it might be like game from like 18 to 21. So I think Oregon will win, but I think Illinois is just a little bit is good enough to keep it under the 20. But I'm going to say they're going to be over the total.
Over the total. Brian.
Illinois is 6-1. Oregon is undefeated. Oregon's already got a win over Ohio State. But Illinois, they beat didn't they beat Michigan last week?
Yeah.
They lost a close one in Penn State.
So with those awesome helmets that look like they were leather helmets.
Oh yeah, I love those uniforms. I did. That Illinois came to vintage. They were great.
Red green.
I've got Oregon though winning this game. I think Illinois is going to be coming to Jesus here. I think Oregon wins this game 31-18.
31-18.
They've got a good secondary, but I think Oregon's overall better.
So you're going to take Illinois and the under.
No, Oregon to win.
21 covering 21.5.
Oh no, Illinois. You're right.
Yeah, Illinois and the under.
Yeah, Oregon's straight up.
Keith.
I kind of have a feeling Illinois will keep it within by about 10 to 14. Somebody's going to go up there to Oregon and give them at least one scare this year, and it might be the Illini. So, what was it, 54.5 or something for the over-under?
Yeah, 54.5.
I'm going to go under that, though.
All right. Michael.
Okay. I love Oregon. Okay. Now, you can't call this East Coast, West Coast because Indiana's got to go there. But I just saw
Illinois,
not Indiana.
Or Illinois, Indiana, whatever. Begins with an I. Do you know that Oregon leads the league in passing yardage per game? They average 460 yards passing a game. That's more than 100 over Illinois. Okay? The only thing Illinois got over them is red zone efficiency. And they got them by 10%. All right? Oregon's home. Their fans are great. We don't know what Philip comes out with their uniforms. It could be the silver. It could be the green and orange. It could be the yellow and green. It could be any kind of combination. That's going to scare the Illinois people more. So
they ought to wear the ones Illinois wore last week and really freak them out.
That'll freak them out even better. Oregon wins. Oregon covers.
54.5.
Yeah, that's an over game. It's going to be a sprint. It's going to be a sprint race.
I'm with you, Mike. I think Oregon I think they almost get the points themselves. That's how bad I think this is.
Oh my God!
This is the ass whipping of the week. 52-17. The official ass whipping of the week right here goes.
Wow.
Yeah, this will not be a game, folks. You're watching it by halftime. You will be asleep, or either you'll flip it over to the porn network. One of the two. I will.
How much money can they put on that, Rob?
On this money? Oh, you put plenty of money if you're watching my channel on this one right here. 52-17, easy over. I will take Oregon to cover
Just
my
remind you, this is for entertainment purposes
It is.
only. Please
you
gamble responsibly.
Well,
We have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, that's Rob. Thank you very much.
It's until you get to Vegas and you just.
They don't have to go to Vegas anymore.
The best disclaimer we can give is our record. You know, we give
our
our
record speaks for itself.
We do better as the year goes on.
Brian, your turn coming up here. BYU. They are 2.5-point favorites. Look like a triple point here. Somebody's thinking anyway. They're going to UCF. 55 and a hook. Brian.
Well, that's a lot of time zones to go east. But I think BYU can do it. I think UCF's been overrated this year. So I'm going to go BYU to win the game and cover, and it will go under, I think.
Under. All right. Keith.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. How many points is it? I know it's not many.
2.5's all.
I can't understand that.
Something's up.
Because they held.
But let's also go what UCF did this past week. You know, they only lost by a field goal at Iowa State. Now they're coming home. They're coming home. So I think they're going to feel their oats this week. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. I'm going to take BYU to cover.
55.5?
Yeah, I'll go under.
All right. Michael.
Yeah, BYU's playing some really decent football I've been looking at. Iowa, UCF, this is alphabet soup. BYU, UCF, ABC. Again, there's that fourth down conversion. BYU converts 81% of the time. UCF only doesn't even cover 50%. Not even. The only bad thing I worry about this game is that two things. A, UCF is home. Their home crowd is good. 2, it's an afternoon game. Now, BYU is flying, again, West Coast, East Coast, and you watch BYU games, and they usually play in the evening, and you watch them at night, and they play pretty good.
They're going to get there Friday. They're going to get there Friday. They're not going to show up Saturday, though.
No, but they still play at night. It's Saturday afternoon. It might be hot down. I don't know what the weather's going to be down there. It's going to be hot down there.
Yeah, probably hot.
And I don't know. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna take UCF as they say, very close, like Mr. Corso would say.
Yeah.
55.5.
Oh, anyway, just real quick, has anybody heard of the Dodgers? Are they doing a ceremony or anything for Fernando Valenzuela?
I would assume so.
You got to think they would.
I bet he was going to throw one of the first pitches, and I'm sorry about that. I'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Over or under there, Michael?
Oh, I'm gonna. You know what? I think I'm gonna go over on this one, though. I really do.
Okay.
It's gonna be a close game, but it's gonna go over.
Yeah, I'm with the other guys. I like BYU big in this ballgame. BYU is not chopped liver. They're for real. They're for real. The heat does concern me to a point, but BYU has a real deep bench. 38-20. I'm going over right here. I think BYU is going to score a lot of points, and UCF's not just going to sit back and let it happen. 38-20, BYU in the over. Tim.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially BYU's got to win by field goal. I'm like, and they're the better, they have to be the better team, and I don't think if UCF's going to win, nah. So I'll take BYU to let's say win by like 11. So, and then I'll go the over.
Over. All righty. Going to Keith. Keith, I'm coming your way now. LSU. They're traveling to Texas A&M. A&M was a 3-point favorite this week. 53 and a hook.
Again, more alphabet.
I really don't know what to do with this one. Don't know a lot about A&M. I know they've had at least one good game at home where they knocked out somebody.
They trucked Missouri.
Missouri, that's right. Yeah, they beat them pretty soundly. Of course, LSU did better than I expected them to last week up in Arkansas. So I'm still going to go with A&M to win the game.
3 points?
Yeah, I'll go give the 3, but I'll go under.
53 and a half, you'll go under the total. Michael.
I wonder if A&M's going to come out with some fancy schmancy uniforms in front of 100,000 people. I think this could be the game of the weekend because I think these two teams are evenly matched. LSU is they don't play conservative. They go out and they throw that ball, and their defense is a little bit better than most people understand. A&M's defense, they've only allowed 18 points a game, and they're home, and their passing offense is not as good as LSU, but they can run the ball. It's gonna be a close game. It's at night or in the evening time. It's gonna be hot down there. I gotta go with the home team on this one. I'm gonna take A&M, and I think I'm gonna go over on this one.
That's a long way for LSU to go too, from Louisiana all the way over to Texas.
No, but I'm saying it's going to be hot down there.
It's a 3-hour drive if you're driving on a car. It takes a while.
I-10, what do I get?
Texas takes forever to get across.
I-10's a bitch. Excuse my French, but it takes forever to get through there.
I thought you were mocking me on that.
I think it's a close ball game.
No, I wasn't. But I was just the weather is more what I was thinking of, and it's not like it's going to be a lot different climate.
I think it's going to be a real close game. I really do.
Down there.
1-point game right here. LSU 24, Texas A&M 23. I take LSU in the under.
Okay.
Tim.
I'm kind of with you, Rob. Although I think I might flip. I think Texas A&M being the home team will win, but it'll probably be where they're like down 1 or down 2, and then kick a field goal at the end to win. So give me LSU to cover. I'll go the over.
All right. Brian.
I think it's a 1-point game as well. I've got Texas A&M 25-24, still having nightmares about what they did to Missouri. And LSU's coach, Brian Kelly, embodies pretty much everything I don't like about college coaches. I don't like that guy. But his team is playing well, so they'll be in the game by the Texas
I've never been
A&M
a Kelly fan either.
Over or under?
I got 25-24, so that'd be under.
I didn't care for Chip Kelly either.
Hold on just for a second. We got somebody else here. What's up? Now, are you home or are you in your car?
I'm home.
Okay.
I love
Hey,
your
you
comment.
catch.
Yeah, I'm home.
Yes,
I'm probably
all
doing
we
that
are-
record time. I've done it in about 25 minutes.
All we are is 5 college games ahead of you. So here we roll. We're going to let you catch up. Notre Dame,
How are
14-point
you?
favorites against Navy.
All right, wait a minute. I'm froze.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh,
You
okay, now
guys-
go.
Sorry, Harris. I just loved your. Oh, damn it.
I don't know. He probably didn't
I
know.
just-
He was freezing up a little bit.
We
I can hear
will,
him,
not
but-
tell you what, we will not tell you what Mike was going to say. All he said was, "We love your." It stopped right there, so we're not going to let you guys know what possibly Mike liked about.
I love
And
it.
we got Daniel Berry sports highlights while we're waiting. Hello,
Hey.
Daniel. Good to see you again.
Yeah, I check out some of his stuff once in a while.
Notre Dame Navy. We're going to see what he says.
He's not back
I'm
yet.
going to say he goes with Navy.
I think he's gonna go with Navy too.
Let's see. All right.
There he is.
Right.
But that's
We're
not the
talking
line
about
I'm thinking.
All
The
right.
line I just loved his opening line. This thing sucks.
I'm just curious of
Notre Dame 14-point favorites at Navy.
Navy 27-24 in overtime.
27-24.
go.
I'm not on the island anymore.
Overtime.
I got somebody with me.
Oh, well, so a few of y'all went Navy. So Harris.
Now Harris will probably be the only one that goes with Auburn this week, but we'll see.
He would be because none of us went with Auburn because we didn't pick that game.
We didn't have
So
Auburn.
That'd be pretty cool. That's what I just said.
Mr.
Washington at
Freeze
Indiana.
down there might be wanting to go back to
The
the college game.
The
Or
Huskies
he's in the
going to
college
Indiana.
Go back
Indiana,
to
7.5-point
the
favorite.
small schools.
Washington, Indiana, 4.5.
Indiana 7.5 at home.
Ooh. I like Indiana, but they're not going to cover. Let's go 28-24.
28-24. Is that 52? I think so. That's an under. Illinois at Oregon. Oregon 21.5.
Yeah, I see that. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of 37-10.
37-10. That's an under. And BYU 2.5-point favorites going to UCF.
BYU 37-14.
37.
You keep pacing back and forth.
51.
That's 51. So Harris will go with BYU in the under. LSU going to Texas A&M. A&M's a 3-point favorite.
That sounds about right. A&M 31-27.
31-27. Harris takes A&M in the over. All right. You called up. You all called up us. Harris, listen,
Yay.
SMU, Shmoo,
Shmoo.
Southern Methodist. They're 10.5-point favorites going down to Durham to play the Duke Blue Devils, who have only lost one ball game this year. 50.5. Harris.
Let's go Duke 38-24.
38-24. Upset City. Harris likes Duke in the over. 10.5, I think it's a joke here. I really do. Duke is a legit team. I don't think Duke wins the game, but man, oh man, they've kept everybody close this year. I'm going to go over the total here. 30-23 SMU straight up, but I will take Duke in the points over. Tim.
4 letters could have this game for Duke. TRAP. They may be looking forward to Miami next week. So I think this could be a trap game for Duke.
Okay.
I think Shmoo wins the game, maybe not by the double digits.
10.5. Okay.
Yeah. So And I'll go over the total.
Over. All right. So far, all three went with Duke so far. Brian.
Yeah, it's a very important game. SMU's 5-1, Duke is 6-1. I like SMU. I like the Mustangs. 30-24, so that'll be over. And I'll be taking Duke on the
yours
points.
was almost the same as mine. Yeah. And Keith.
I'm going to take Duke with the points. I'll go over.
You think SMU's going to win straight up?
Yeah.
All right. Michael.
Shmoo. Honestly, I don't know much about Duke. I know it's not Mike Krzyzewski won't be there. But Shmoo, all they do is run, pass. It's like I think it's gonna be a track meet. What? How many points you said?
50.5, 50 and a half.
Oh, that game goes over, but it's gonna be a close one. I'm gonna take Duke to hold off. Shmoo will win the game, but I have a feeling it's going to be close. So let's go with Duke and the points.
All righty. All right, it's coming to me now. Boise State, 3.5-point favorites, traveling to UNLV. That's a Friday night game. Boise State is not playing on the blue carpet this week. They're on the road. 64.5 is the over-under in this ball game. I'm going to get as close to over-under as you can, but I think we'll go under the total here. Boise State's going to kill them with 41-21. And if you can say it, 62 points is an under. Okay.
Yep.
Go for it,
You might as well play, every time we get the half point, you play Blues Travelers Hook. The hook will bring you back. Well, the thing is, though, is the over-under should be how many quarters does Ashton Gianti play? Like, does he sit at halftime like he's done in a couple of games this year, or does he actually play like three quarters or all 4 quarters like he did against Hawaii?
Right.
Just like when they played 11 o'clock, I did watch that game for Boise State. But quarterback's no slouch either for Boise too. UNLV's had a hell of a season. They rallied after that little kerfuffle with the one quarterback claiming he didn't get his NIL NIL.
Well,
money.
he left. Yeah,
he left, but
they
haven't missed a beat, or at least not as much.
Right.
So I think Boise State will cover this, and I'm gonna go over. I think this will be like 48-20.
Oh, okay. Brian.
I've seen UNLV play portions of a couple of games, and they're more physical than you think they might be. Boise State Gentry will probably have to play the whole game. I think it's going to be a close game. And I also think it's going over. I got Boise State 40, UNLV 32.
Okay.
All right. So he'll take Boise State in the oval. Harris. I'm sorry, Keith.
I'm going to go with the under, but yeah, UNLV I know was off to a good start. Boise State's been ranked really high in the polls. I mean, around 12, 14, somewhere around
12
there.
to 15, pretty much the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So what was the spread?
3.5.
Okay, I'll give the points. I think they'll win by about 4 or 5.
64.5.
Under.
Mike.
Boise State's coming off a 28-7 win last week. Again, at least this is not a Somonex game, okay? You see some of these games late at night, oh, man, they put you to sleep. Boise State and UNLV, those two teams are a lot of fun to watch. I gotta go with the Broncos on this. Is it going to be a lot of points scored? No, I think the game's going to go under. It'll probably be like a 45, 46 point total.
All right. Harris.
either one of these two teams could probably put the total up themselves. I mean, they both have that much offense. But this week, it's not going to make a difference what field they're playing on either. Boise, 44-37.
All right. Harris takes Boise State in the over.
We got Law and Order on or something there, Harris.
Yeah.
Last week, the games picked in the NFL, Brian got 6, Keith got 6, but Keith played one less game. Rob 8, Tim 8, Harris 8, Mike 11. While the over-unders went, let's see, Keith with 8. Like I say, he played one less game. Tim with 9, Harris and Mike with 10, Brian and Rob 11 over-unders.
Wow.
This past week.
We also played the last 2 weeks a lot better and straight up.
We did. Played a lot better.
12-3.
Before we start, I must ask Brian's opinion about today's trade.
Not official yet.
Yeah.
It will be official. Don't worry.
I'm not sure. They're changing the terms.
What do you mean they're changing the terms?
It was originally announced as a 5th-round pick. Now it's gone down to, or as a conditional 4, if you meet certain standards. But now I'm hearing that they changed it to
get a 3rd. Yeah.
4th or 3rd or something like that.
For the conditional 3rd. Oh my God.
Yeah. Could happen.
People.
Thursday night football. We're back to pro football this week. Minnesota Vikings kind of trying to clean their head after the getting beat by the Lions, and the Rams looks like they're going to be on a fire sale maybe starting off. It looks like they may get rid of as many as 3 people. Not by this weekend, but by the following weekend. And Kupp could be one of those players.
Stafford's been rumored.
Stafford's being talked about.
What do you say?
Stafford might be one of those players too.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm hearing a couple of their defensive players may end up getting it as well. We'll start with Tim. The Vikings are a 3-point favorite heading out to the West Coast, 48.5.
Yeah, I think the defense to me for the Vikings, although they had their shortcomings last week. Then against the Lions, you're going to have shortcomings because that's a hell of an offense. I think they bounce back this week. I'll say they cover the 6, but I'll go the
3. It's only 3.
Only 3? Okay, yeah, then we'll cover that, and they'll go under the toast. I'm not sure how much the Rams are going to score.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, Minnesota went into the week last week as the number 1 rated run defense, but they could not stop Detroit's run at all. And also, I'm looking at Sam Darnold and wondering when is this the time of year where he turns into a pumpkin? I don't think he's going to keep playing at the level he's been playing.
They might come back with Stafford. They might just take him on the plane with him. That was a rumor that was one of the teams that might take him.
The Rams, McCullough had 3 interceptions last week. They're going to try to run the ball. If they can run the ball like Detroit, with Kyron Williams, like Detroit did, they're going to be in this game. But I'm picking Minnesota win by 3, 24-21.
All right. You want to stay on the line, or do you want to jump off the line?
Make it 24-20.
24-20. So you'll side with the Vikes then.
Yeah.
All right. Brian and the under. Keith.
Yeah, I'm with those guys. I'm going to go with the Vikings to cover, but it's going to be under.
All right. Michael.
Yeah, guess what? Guess what night it is? Thursday night. Oh, man, a snore fest. Another snore fest after last week. Minnesota, Sam Darnold. Boy, are the Jets kicking themselves in the rear end. They're getting rid of quarterbacks after quarterbacks after quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, Jet. What is he doing? He's doing great with the Vikings. All right, so they lost one. Big deal. LA Rams, I bet there's going to be a bunch of Viking fans there at Sophie, so we don't have to worry about that. Give me the Vikings. Give me the under, because almost every Thursday night game goes under.
Harris.
I'm going to go to the Vikings, and I got them routing the Rams. I got them 37-10.
All right. 37-10. Still under, though. How about that?
And again, it'll be over by the end of the first quarter.
I think it's going to be a track meet, guys. I really do. And if Cup is not traded by then, I don't think he will be. I think he'll be playing against them. I think they're going to give him a game for 3 quarters. I really do.
I think Nicole is back also.
Huh?
I think Nicole will be back also.
Yeah. I think they're going to give this team a game. I'm the only one that's going to go over this total right here. I think 48.5 is low. 31-27. Vikings squeak it out, but I will say the Vikings win the ball game. Let's go to Sunday now. Brian, the Packers, 4.5-point favorites going to the Jaguars, 48 and a hook.
Okay, this might be a trap game for the Packers. They get to play the Vikings, or excuse me, they play the Lions next. Green Bay's number 2 in rushing. They have not been turning over the ball until last week. They turned it over 3 times, and I think they all led to scores. So they're going to have to fix that problem. Jacksonville, 30th in scoring defense. They got a long punt return last week, but there's just nothing going for them over there. I've got Green Bay winning this game easily 28-19.
28-19. 28, 38. 47. So you'll take your Packers and you'll go under. Keith.
Yeah, same here. I like Green Bay like 30-13 or something. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I got you, Michael.
You know, those Packers got to keep those uniforms. Those uniforms were awesome last week with the helmet.
Oh, the all white.
The all white. That was good, and it turned out to be one of the better games of the week. I enjoyed watching that one. Yes, I watched the Jaguars in England. I think they're going to have something known as what do they call that when
jet lag?
Yeah, I think the jet lag is going to catch up to them, and even though Shaw and them are home, I think Green Bay's going to fly down. Jordan Love's going to have a good game. I like Green Bay, but I kind of like the under.
All right. Harris.
My only question is, does Peterson make it to week 12 to the bye week? Or does he get fired after this game Sunday? 37-17 Green Bay. That's 54, Rob.
Who gets fired first, Harris? Peterson or McCarthy?
If Michael Flint get fired during the season, it would have happened this past week. Peterson goes first, McCarthy second.
I don't think it's long for Allen either, though.
Don't forget,
there's about 5 or 6 of them that are in trouble.
I swear me and Harris didn't look ahead of time.
Oh, wow. He said
37-18. Wow.
37-18.
That might be a scorigami in the sense that two people
might well print it out here.
Right.
Back to back.
I believe you.
I haven't got Tim yet either. Yeah, I'll go over the total, and I will go along with the guy from Tropicana, the old Tropicana that got torn down, but now he's working in Atlantic City, and he's predicted the last 3 coaches to get fired first, and he said Tuesday. He said it's going to be a Tuesday for this coach right here, the Jags coach. So I'm gonna ride with Harris. I think this guy is gonna be the first guy to go. Second guy to go, Pierce in Vegas. That's what I think. Tim.
The problem is I don't see. You guys want to scorigami? I mean, There has never been a 42-9 game
Uh-oh.
in the
It
NFL.
Uh-oh.
I
Are you
mean,
taking? Are you
you
going
know what?
42?
42-9.
I heard Tommy coming.
Yeah, that would have been. And by the way, there's been 4 this year. Cowboys have been in 2 of them.
Really?
Is there going to be a safety in that game at all?
Wouldn't
Yeah,
have
it's
to
just
be.
6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns and 3
It
field
could be
goals.
6 touchdowns and 3 field goals. Yeah.
Jacksonville's thing, they'll fumble the opening kickoff into the end zone for a safety.
We go to Keith now. We got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to the Miami Dolphins. Miami's got Tua playing this week. Saying a 70% chance he will come back this week, and so it's looking like he's back to start this week. Dolphins a 3-point favorite in this ball game coming out of Vegas, so they are feeling it with Tua. Go for it, Keith. 48.5.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it for the Dolphins. I think the Cardinals are going to win this game outright. As far as the over-under, I'm going to go under. I think it's like 27-17, something like that.
I got you. Michael.
Tua's coming back. I grabbed him in my fantasy league.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I figured he's my backup because I can use him. The Arizona Cardinals. Oh, man. I don't know. They are so inconsistent. They got
Now,
James.
The geographics here, Michael, you got West going way east.
Yeah, I know. It's West Coast. Again, it's West Coast, East Coast.
But I still think it's easier on them.
And Keith, it's outdoors, indoors.
Oh, God. I didn't even
Oh,
think
my
about
God.
Here's a trade that just came through just a little while ago. I don't know how. Who's Ernest Jones at 4th? Titan. Ernest Jones at 4th. Is he a running back?
No,
Sounds like it.
No.
I think he's a linebacker.
He's a linebacker to the Seahawks for Jerome Baker.
The touchdown maker. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is
No. Jerome Baker's also a linebacker. He went to Ohio State. I do know him.
Okay. All right.
Is that much of a trade? I don't think
Not
so.
It
really.
might not be. So Jerome Baker in a 4th-round pick to the Titans. For
We got the Dolphins and the Fish and the Cardinals.
Must be an upgrade for Seattle to get Ernest Jones at 4th.
Yeah, Titans are just a fire sale, huh?
I just saw that trade just go through right now, so I just figured I'd bring it up.
Michael's with Fishy and Birds.
Why do I think Tyrone Hill is going to have a game? Because he's on the trading block. I'm going to take the Fish, give the points. It's probably going to be no defense, so I'll go over.
All right. Harris.
I'm going to go the opposite way. Tua's career is going to end on Sunday, and they lose 17-16.
17-16. So you're going to take the Cardinals and the under. Yeah, you know what? The kid from Arizona is not the same on the road. He just isn't. I don't know why. You put him in Arizona, and he's going to win you 4 or 5 home games. He's just going to do it. He likes it turf. He gets around well on it. Miami's a different story. Miami, they got skill position players. If somebody can get the ball to them, Tua, I think, will get the ball to them just enough. 24-20. I've got the Miami Dolphins winning and covering this game. I will go with the under. Tim.
Harris, you got that Mike McDonald look going on.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You sure you're not flying up there or going down south
sure.
to do the game?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's like the stand-in decoy in case somebody wants to take a shot.
The Liberty Mutual commercial. He could be the Mike McDonald guy.
My issue is
Go
that
for it, Tim.
I don't know
He's so funny.
who the hell. What teams are you going to get? Like, what's Tua going to do? I mean,
Right.
Doing what? Doing what?
Just because they're the home team, I guess I'll take the Dolphins. They have to bounce back in some kind of way because God knows
40
they look under.
48. 48. Under.
By the way, Liberty's about to play on CBS Sports Network tonight.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say this before anything else. For the record, the ownership of the Dolphins should be ashamed of themselves letting Tua even come back.
You think
They
so?
should IR'd him for the rest of the season. Look for the man's life long term as opposed to a couple football games.
Do you think he'll get hurt this week?
I
Or
think his career's over after Sunday. One
And
hit is
just
all
offer him
supposed
a
to
buyout too, just to say, look, dude, you need
Right.
to live for tomorrow.
Yeah, I hate to see this. Tua is such a good guy.
He is.
yeah,
Such a talent. But they say the doctors are telling him that he doesn't have to retire. But I gotta believe I just don't want to see him, laid out on the field again. He should not be coming back. With that being said, I think he'll beat the Cardinals 23-17. I'm giving it to Miami, but it's actually a game that I would probably on purpose not watch.
Yep. Gotcha. We go into, hey, Mike, perfect.
Yeah.
The Jets, 7-point favorites, heading to Gillette Stadium to play the Patriots, 41 the hook.
Oh my God. The typical Jet
The
Patriot.
bar's full.
Oh my God.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, this is getting close to the toilet bowl. How about that? Oh my God. Is Mayo gonna start? Is he gonna finish the game? That's my question. But and the Jets are actually favored by 7 points.
Yes, they are.
No, it's gonna be I'm going to take New England, and I think this game is gonna be a 15-6 game under.
So you gonna take the Patriots to win?
Yes.
Yeah.
15-6. Rodgers will get hurt. He'll start crying again, and then Devontae will ask for a trade to another team.
Go for it, Harris.
This is going to be a snooze fest. 17-7 Jets.
17-7 Jets. So Harris will take the Jets, and he'll go with the under.
Yeah, keep New England in place for the number 1 pick.
You know what? I'm actually going to go over the total of this game. 41.5 is a low amount. I think Rodgers is going to go out and show off. If you can show off after some of these games he's played and look like garbage, he can just stay in the pocket and pick his team apart. I really do think so. 28-17. Jets win, and they will cover. We'll go with the over.
And also, Aaron should look at pictures of Olivia Munn.
She's not bad looking. Drake Mays also look pretty well. I mean, I don't see they'll probably have better luck running the ball than they will throwing the ball because Sauce Gardner will probably take care of one of their receivers. Boy, that was looking pretty good there for that total. 7 points. 21-13.
Jets
Yep.
and the under.
CBS.
Someone said looking at the New England Patriots and Drake May, he's thrown the ball for over 500 yards his first 2 weeks and 2 touchdowns. But looking at the Patriots organization is like looking at a Maserati parked in a trailer court. And I think that's right. Look at the other New England players. Are there any of them that be starting on your team? Maybe the running
How
back.
many players do we know?
But the rest of them, nobody on the offensive line would be starting. There's just no talent around him. But then the Jets, you look at them, they're running out of excuses. The last one from Aaron Rodgers, that maybe we need to play with more joy, he said on the Pat McAfee show. But they're, now with Salah gone, they can't play defense. And they got a head coach that was a defensive coordinator that's trying to do both. I think it's too much. But New England's so bad that I think they're going to win one more game, and that's 21-17. I got the Jets.
21-17. So you'll take the Patriots. And
line and then Jets to win.
Keith.
Boy, and then Belichick comes out and tells Mayo his team is soft. That probably didn't help much either.
Well, it's the other way around. Mayo said the team is soft.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mayo did?
Yeah, and Belichick said
the way I read it, I thought I was thinking that it was Belichick told Mayo his team was soft. So then Belichick took exception to that then, or what?
He did. Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that isn't. If Mayo's the one that said it, that isn't going to inspire a locker room, I wouldn't think. They're coming back from being overseas. Yeah, I think the Jets will win this one comfortably. Maybe not pretty, but maybe 24-10.
41.5. 40.
Under.
41.5.
Under.
All right. Going to Harris. It's perfect right here. The Ravens. Quote the Ravens number. 9.5 point favorites. They're going to Cleveland to play.
Cleveland's not going to score 9.5 points.
Oh, boy, I can't wait to make my sorts.
The Groper will not be seen, I can promise you, this week unless he's in a trench coat. So, Ravens 9.5 point favorites at the Browns, 42.5.
Ravens are going to score the over themselves. Cleveland's not going to score the 9.5. 44-9 Ravens. And Harbaugh still leave points on the field.
Sure, I'll take out the second string by the middle of the third quarter.
Exactly.
The first string out, leave points on
I'm with you. The Browns are in some serious shit right now. I mean, we were just talking about the Patriots. I'm not sure the Browns are not worse than them. They're both really, really, really bad.
Is there any chance Myles Garrett can get traded?
Who?
Myles Garrett?
Maybe not this season.
Probably not, just because they got to have something on the team and be able to sell a ticket with. Ravens 36. Browns, I don't know why I'm coming up with 17, but I'm just saying somebody going to sneak up and score some points somewhere for them. We'll go way over that 42.5 total. I'll take it Ravens in the over.
Michael, I hope I'm not going to steal your thunder with this, but I saw a great Facebook post today. They had all the UFL teams. They had a bunch of college teams, and they had a bunch of pro teams, and they even had 4 baseball teams. They said if one's counted. And what do they all have in common? Teams that have scored 20 or more in a game. By their lonesome, the Browns. They have not scored 20 points in a game this season, and that streak will continue. I will say, God.
9.5.
34-16.
You're gonna let him score 16 points? Oh,
down on 3.
This is getting better for me.
Tim gets over.
How much do you blame on their coach this year, Tim?
Stefanski.
Well, the problem is that you didn't make great. He probably should have told ownership to go F themselves when they wanted to get rid of Van Pelt as the offensive coordinator.
Plus,
other problem is offensive line injuries. It's not having a number 1 running back.
And they're all. I think if the ownership forced him to play the quarterback, his hands were tied the whole way anyway. So,
yeah, zip tied.
Garbage. But the fact is, you got to lose a lot of respect for a coach that will listen to ownership and not tell them they're screwing themselves and say, guess what? You're going to pay me either way. But I'm going to set this son of a bitch. I don't give a damn if he is making $50 million. That's what had to happen, but he didn't do it. So I lost a lot of respect for him. There's no way I wouldn't hire Stefanski if he got lost his job tomorrow. Brian.
Okay. Dorian Robinson injured his finger last week, so they poached Bailey Zappi off the Chiefs practice squad a day or 2 ago. Looks like Jameis Winston will probably be playing.
Interceptor Winston is going to be.
Looks like
what I got rid of for that.
He's going to start, but they've
Exactly.
And then also, Nick Chubb's back, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Probably more than 11 carries that he got.
I know everybody's down on Cleveland, but there's got to be some level of excitement for the unspoken reason and Chubb being back. I think Baltimore is going to win the game easily. Derrick Henry's amazing. He's going to be the first guy, I think, to get multiple 2,000-yard seasons. He's well on track for that. It's unbelievable how that big man rumbles down the field and the defensive backs can't gain any ground on him. All right, so I got Baltimore 29. Cleveland will score 20 for the first time, 21.
Oh, you're going to go over. Keith.
I 37-10 probably in favor of the Ravens.
Not a lot new to say about that one, huh?
Yeah. I don't want to spend too
Mike.
much time on it. I already took time asking a question.
So how are you, Mike?
Oh, goodbye, Groper. Goodbye, Groper. Your hands are free to do what you need. Goodbye, Groper. He's going to grope all the nurses in the hospital. And I will give credit to the Ravens because I was down 30 points in my fantasy league last week. And I had the Monday night game. I had Derrick Henry, who gave me 24.5 points. And I had Dicker, the kicker, who gave me 11.
5 field goals. Dicker the kicker. Yep.
And a win. All right? I know they played for 2 different teams. It didn't matter to me. They had 2 different games. Thank God. The Manning show was funny as hell. They had the Scott Henson, the NFL guy, the red zone, my red zone hero. Anyway, back to business. Oh, it's gonna be a snooze fest. The Groper is gone. Baltimore is gonna win this game. Lamar Jackson will probably be taken out early in the 4th quarter. Cleveland will be giving him a hand for doing that. The game will go under. Cleveland probably will score maybe 10 points. So I'm going to go with the Ravens, and I'm going to go under.
All right.
And by the way, anybody wants to volunteer to be Watson's physical therapist for his recovery?
Oh, yeah. Get a man for that. Get a man for that position. He won't take it. He won't let him come in. Goodbye, Groper.
Eagles making the trip to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites in this game, folks, and 47.5. And all I got to say to that is,
why'd you get rid of the stash? You had that Catfish Hunter stash or whatever it was.
not no more.
Ronnie Fingers.
At least Michael still got it.
Good luck, Joe Burrow. You're going to damn well need it. They are going to get stomped, and the Bengals will try to make a late run and lose. Eagles 31, Bengals 24. I'll take the Eagles and the over. Tim, tell us why you can take the Bengals and give up 2.5.
The reason why you would take the Bengals is because they've at least shown. Well, the problem is their offense disappeared for the majority of that game on Sunday against the Browns, but they are on a winning streak. So 2 or 3, I think, right?
Yes.
So, but my problem is that the Bengals defense is not good, and plus they've got Smith and Brown back, and Barkley should have fun on that defense. So I'm going to take the Eagles on the road and give me the over.
All right, Brian.
Cincinnati's done all their winning on the road. They're 3-1 on the road. They have not won at home yet, and I don't think they're going to win at home this coming week as well. Philadelphia, they've got a run game, and they can rush the passer. Orlando Brown is questionable. That's the left tackle. So if Cincinnati's going to have any chance, they're going to have to stop Barkley, and I just don't see them stopping Barkley. So I've got Philadelphia winning 30-27.
All right, the over. All right, Keith.
I might be alone on this one. I just kind of have a feeling the Bengals are going to win this game, and I'm thinking like 27-22. So I'll go with the over.
All right, Mike.
The only thing I'm worried about with the Eagles is they're playing on turf. And sometimes on that turf, things happen. Like turf toe, ACL, other things. I don't want to jinx Barkley because he deserves everything he gets. And the comment he made about
he's played on turf before, though.
No. I don't want him to have one of these major type injuries, because the Bengals field, from what I understand, is one of the worst fields in the No Fun League. But they don't seem to want to do anything about it. Hey, by the way, where has the the Cincinnati offense been? Where has T. Higgins been? Chase had 2 touchdowns last week. Whoa, big deal. The Eagles, their defense is just too strong, and I think Burrow's going to be spending a lot of time on the ground again this week. I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go under with this one.
Trayon Sibley, touchdown reception for Liberty. They're up 6-0.
Yeah, they're playing a winless team, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Harris. Kennesaw State. Yeah, they're playing Nana and Kennesaw.
Oh, Harris, you're on mute.
I always thought that was a prison.
Now that's
I had the dog going crazy. That's why I went on mute.
Kennesaw is not the prison. The prison is
Lindsberg.
Lindenwood. Yeah, that was.
The other thing that works to Philadelphia's advantage, they're coming off a bye this week, so they're well rested. 28-17 Eagles.
What's the over under on the number of times Sirianni is going to be yelling at fans?
Eagles played last week.
I guess they don't do that on the road.
Yeah, they played last week.
They had a bye, didn't they?
No, they played the Giants. Remember, they beat
That's like a bye week. Don't worry about it.
They play the Giants and Barkley's still running.
Yeah, it's unofficial. They played the Giants.
Harris.
Yeah.
Saquon put it on.
Are the Giants still in the league?
Yeah.
But they're getting demoted. No, we're going to bring up Memphis Showboats next year.
I was going to say
the Battlehawks.
Blind or somebody.
The Giants are still chasing Barkley. He averaged 10 yards a carry last week against them.
So you go take the Eagles?
Yeah, Eagles 28-17.
28-17.
So I am on an island on that one.
Is Goddard in or out? Does anybody know?
Who?
Goddard. Tight end.
Goddard is out. That's what I'm hearing. I think he's the only. I think he's the only.
See the one that was
I got him as question. I got him as questionable.
They got the running back. They got the running backs back. They got their wide receiver Smith. Both of them's back. Yep. So let's see. 47.5. You're over then, right?
45.
Mike Roper.
45.
No,
He's
so
45.
Yeah, so he's under. He's under the total.
Has
Alrighty.
been playing lately?
As who?
Joe Walt. Has he been playing? He got hurt like week 2 or 3, didn't he?
And so who's he play for?
Chargers.
Chargers. I don't
Stephen
know if he's
Holtby?
been
I was just kind of curious how he was doing if he's been playing.
Hold on.
I watched a little bit of that game Monday night. I tell you one thing. Yeah, I watched the replay of it. Chargers in some serious trouble. I mean, they got so many needs.
Oh yeah, they were the second Monday night game, aren't they?
Yeah, I watched it after midnight because I don't have Prime or any of that stuff to be able to get it with it. Let's see whose turn it is. I think it's Tim's turn.
It is.
The Colts heading to Houston to play the Texans. Texans 5.5-point favorites, 46 in the hook. Tim.
You almost wonder what who's going to have a better percentage, Shohei Ohtani's batting average or Anthony Richardson's completion percentage.
How about this? On the road in his career, his percentage is 46%. How about that?
Oh,
He was that robust 10 of 24 on Sunday. Oof. Overwhelmed. I don't see it. I mean, yeah, the Colts play the Texans close, so I guess you got to do that. Every game can't be a blowout, and then usually the games in the NFL are one-score games. But even if this is a one-score game, Texans will win by 7 at least.
All right,
we'll take the Texans.
46.5.
Let's go over.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson's too inconsistent. He's at 50% this year. And they played each other in the opener. Indiana lost to Houston by 2 points. Stroud's not playing that great either. Stroud was under 100 yards last week. I think he had his worst game ever. Mixon's having a career year for Houston. Diggs, I think, is not a good influence on any team he's on. He was out there trying to start a fight with the Packers before the game last week. That guy's a mess. So both these teams are not really going in the right direction, but I've got Houston winning 25-17.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
17,
I mean,
that'll be under. All right, Keith.
Houston, their wins are the Colts, the
Mine too.
Bears, and then the Jaguars, a Bills team which kind of was sputtering there a bit when they played the Ravens, and then went down there, and then the Patriots. That's the other team that they beat. Of course, they've had to play the Bears, Vikings, and Packers from the NFC North. That's good, and they got the Lions coming up. But being back at home, though, against the Colts team, which I thought they'd be a little better than what they've been. I kind of have a feeling they'd get a better effort out of the Texans this week, and they'll win, they'll cover, and they'll go over.
All right, Texans over.
Yep.
Mike.
The Texans are home advantage. That's a big advantage. And, you look at it as a 4-2 team against a 5-2 team.
4-3 and 5-2.
Yeah, you think it's going to be a great game, right? No. I might be a turnover fest. C.J. Stroud is better than Anthony Richardson. This is the game that Anthony Richardson's going to get hurt again. I'm going to take the Texans, and I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, the Colts might be one of the worst 4-3 teams.
What is the total on this game, Rob?
46.5.
Yeah.
Touchdown,
Wow.
Kennesaw.
Well, I'm going to go over by a half. I'm going to go 24-23 Texans.
So you'll take Colts.
Take the Colts with the points. I take the Texans straight up, and we're going over.
And you're going to be a last-second field goal.
All right.
These two teams always play a one-score game for some reason.
Yeah.
I just think if the quarterback doesn't get hurt early, this is going to be a problem because they really need the guy that played with Baltimore for years. They need him.
Flacco.
They need Flacco in there. If they don't have Flacco in there, I don't think they have a chance.
Flacco.
I'm going under the total 29-12. Colts don't reach the end zone this week. 29-12. I'll take the Texans.
They might reach their own.
All righty. We go to Brian. The Tennessee Titans. They're going to visit the Detroit Lions. Lions are 11-point favorites this week. Huge line.
Well, first, I want to say thank you to the Tennessee Titans for DeAndre Hopkins. If that deal goes through, I'm not sure it's going to get finalized. But
I guess he caught one pass last week for -2 yards.
I think he got the same thing going on that Devontae Adams had when he finished with the Raiders. He's kind of done with Tennessee. He had two good games. He had 1,000 yards last year. And he had 2 solid games this year. I think he can still play if he's not hurt. Mason Rudolph, he's an upgrade for Tennessee over the guy who just can't think straight.
Yeah.
Levi. But Rudolph is probably not going to be enough. I've got Detroit is probably the best team out there. I mean, they're becoming a machine. Their running game, Montgomery kind of got hurt, and then Jamar Gibbs is picked right up. And then Jared Goff had a near perfect game last week. Was 22 for 25 for about 280 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Goff is kind of having an MVP type season if you look at his numbers and what he's doing for Detroit. Jameis Williams got suspended, I think, 6 games for performing-enhancing drugs, so he won't be there. But they got a lot of talent, and I think Detroit wins this game easily, 33-13.
Yeah, I think you're kind of seeing what the Lions got in that trade when they traded Stafford away right now. They are probably one of the top 2 teams, if not top 3, if not top 2 in the NFL. The Titans will probably find a way to keep this game from being a complete blowout, but Lions will cover by winning by, I'll say, 14, 15 points. I'll go over, but barely.
All right. Michael.
Is Levis starting?
No, I don't.
No, Mason Rudolph is.
Oh, is he? Okay. Ooh.
Mason Rudolph.
Ooh. The Lions win this trade. Dan Campbell. I'm going to go political for a minute. This message, any complaints, send them to me. Dan Campbell should run for mayor of Detroit. He would probably win the way they're playing. The opinions are only my opinions. That's my opinion.
They are not of Rob or his channel or of YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
Not our picks are wonderful. Listen to Mike.
I guess
Anyway,
he's an upgrade over that Lions coach that went naked through the drive-thru at Wendy's at one time.
I remember that. Don't you remember that?
He was a Jaguars coach.
I think Gibbs is going to have a monster game. I think he's going to run for about 130 yards and stuff. I think Goff is going to go for maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns. Where's Sam Laporta been? That's my question. But it doesn't matter. The Lions are going to win route, and they will probably score about 30 points. So it'll probably be an over game, and I'll give the 11.
All right. Huh?
How do I follow him?
You get to all night long, bud.
Oh man. Well, I'm going to say this. Everybody was worried against the kid when Hutchinson went down. Okay, last week they still recorded 3 sacks. It may have been 4, but they still got the rush. I don't think defense is going to be a problem with this team. The offense is clicking on all cylinders. Detroit 38-14.
Ooh, yeah. Titans are in some trouble. The only thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go over the total. I'm going to be the first one to go under the total, 35-10. Lions, 45 is the best I could stretch out of these two teams. So I'll take Lions in the under. Is that it?
Yeah, you went way under, didn't you?
Did I go? I don't think I went. Did I go? No.
Tim?
Poor Harris.
What?
You have to follow me.
Tim ain't win yet. Go for it,
Okay.
Tim.
Last week was poor Brian.
Yeah. What running game does the Titans have? I mean, you're starting Mason Rudolph, who won't have that Steelers magic because God knows the Steelers make everybody look good.
Well, they got the running back that the Cardinals had or something, Connor.
Oh, Connor. Okay. Still, they're not going to reunite and make magic there.
Oh, it's Pollard.
I don't know about that, Andre.
Oh my God.
So,
I wonder.
45 is under the total, I'll do it.
So you're going to take Lions and under.
Yep.
All right. We are going to Keith. Keith, and this one right here has swapped 5 points since Monday evening at 6 o'clock. And you'll understand why, because of the injuries and stuff that happened to this game. The Falcons, 2.5-point favorites, going to Tampa. Tampa now, 2 wide receivers short, and it may be a coach short if Troy Aikman had his way, because if you watched it Monday night, Troy Aikman at the 1 minute 3 second mark said, "Why is he still playing? Why is he still doing this? Why is he still doing this?" 21 seconds later, Chris Godwin not only breaks his ankle, he does a Theismann. They will find out. They're saying that it could take a second surgery, and this could be his career. They say it could be his career. We're going to find out. If it is, I think the coach will get fired because they were down 18 points with 1 minute and 48 seconds left. They recover an onside kick, they score, and then they get the ball back in 10 seconds. I mean, down 10 points, no timeouts left. It's a little iffy. You need to go back and watch it. But I was kind of with Aikman on this. I was like, why don't you just take your knee and go home? But no, they didn't.
Baker Mayfield may also be suspended this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some talk about him using tobacco products on the sideline, and he may be facing suspension.
Yeah. And then
we get him for next week because this is I guess Wednesday's not too late. Okay.
A Pittsburgh Steelers offensive lineman, undisclosed, may get suspended this week by his coach for a comment he made to a local newspaper in Pittsburgh, just a local Pittsburgh newspaper. What was the wide receiver that went to the Jets?
Oh, not Antonio Brown.
Adams.
Yeah, Devontae Adams. Jets, please trade Devontae Adams to the Giants. We'd like to whip his ass a third straight week. See, they beat the Raiders, and then they beat the Jets 2 weeks in a row. He's done lost to the Jets. Lost to the Steelers 2 weeks in a row. And then Steelers offensive lineman says, yeah, trade him to the Giants. We'd like a third shot at the SOB. So he must be well liked within the league. Okay. Let's see. Whose turn is it's
Mike's.
I think it's Mike's turn. Mike, Falcons, 2.5-point favorites at the Bucks.
Well, I'm trying to find out. He doesn't think
Andre.
He
I'm just going to say no.
He's going to get suspended. Okay. And
okay.
He knows the Buccaneer. He knows the Buccaneers like the back of his hand. Kirk Cousins. Now I'm trying to think. The Buccaneers are home.
Yes.
In front of him. They have a running game. They got this kid Irving, as I call him. And Baker is better off. Baker is better than you think. He's probably going to have to use Irving a lot. He's going to have to play with his tight ends and stuff. I wish the Bucs would be able to find a way to get over Kirk Cousins, and we got to figure out if Bijan Robinson's going to show up today. So they're not home. I am going to take Tampa Bay, and I'm going to take, what's the number again?
48.5.
Under.
All right.
Under.
Harris.
If
Bro, I
we
gotta
weren't
get the
dealing with
phone.
the
Bring it back
injuries,
with you
I'd be
later.
totally the other way on this game. Okay, but with the injuries, I got to go with Atlanta 24-17.
24-17. Harris will go with the under. Yeah. That's right. You took Atlanta. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. You can't take with so much on your shoulders, and then to lose 2 wide receivers, to lose a quarterback, and he's been playing good this year. He's not been chopped liver this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost 3 players Monday night.
Yeah,
I mean, they lost. Yeah. So they're not without a couple other injuries too that's going to wander around and it's going to hit them. It has to hurt. I don't care who you are. If you're a Bucs fan, if you're not, this game's probably not going to be fun to go watch. Falcons 21-20. I think the Bucs going to make a game of it. Falcons. No, I'm sorry. Falcons 2.5-point favorites. I'll go 24-20. I'll go 24-20. I will take the Falcons in this game, and I will go under the total.
You copying
Yeah.
off me again, huh?
What was your total? What was your score?
I went 24-17.
Oh, okay.
Well, the Falcons are also much better. Well, it's in Tampa Bay, so that kind of scares me a little bit because the Falcons do play better at home than on the road. Maybe they're a more run-geared offense this week. For all I know, they've still got to cut like at least one decent running back. Yeah, I know Baker's been throwing the ball over the yard. Maybe they get the tight ends more involved. I think that there's a way that they'll adjust it. They'll probably pull somebody off the practice squad, or if the one guy's injured, they probably sign somebody. So I think Tampa can win this by 3 points. So, or actually,
All you got is win it by 1. They're dogs.
Oh, sure. Tampa Bay is going to win by a point. Let's say 24-23.
All right, and you'll go with the under. Brian.
I picked Tampa Bay last week, and I said at the time, I don't know why I'm doing this. and then I watched the game, and Tampa Bay's secondary was not only were they slow, they were confused. Lamar Jackson was having a blast out there. His receivers were wide open. They couldn't cover anybody. I've got I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The last time it was 36-30, and Cousins went over 500 yards. So I think Cousins could go over 500 yards again with that secondary. So I've got Atlanta 28 and Tampa Bay 21.
Kansas
21,
State.
Brian, just over the total. I'll be watching for Keith. Let's see. So it goes to Harris now. Let's flip the page. We got the Saints.
Before you go there, the original Tarzan, Ron Eli,
He died?
passed away.
Man, this is not
86 years old.
Fernando.
See, I thought the original Tarzan was
Johnny Weissmuller.
Weissmuller.
Yeah.
Ron Eli, famous for playing Tarzan in the 1960s self-titled TV series.
Oh, the TV series.
Oh,
Weissmuller was the first.
Johnny Weissmuller was like in the 40s and 50s, though. He was he was
86
the
years
old.
old.
I mean, the long term. Wow.
All right, who we got?
Saints. We got the Saints.
We
They
got
going
the
to the
Saints.
Chargers. 7.5 point favorites on the Chargers in this ball game at home. How about that 7.5? You ready to give that up? Woo, 39.
I'd give 16 and a half up.
Robust.
I'll give them 16 and a half.
Okay.
Chargers 34-17.
Okay. 34-17. Chargers and the over. Now I don't have any faith at all in Justin Herbert. I've seen him play good teams. I've seen him play bad teams. He has not played well all year. He hadn't thrown for 250. None this year. They count on the run a little too much, and if that is, it's not like they're running the ball that great either. The defense is chopped liver. They're not a very good team. The Saints are a better defense. Of the four pieces out there, Chargers, offense, defense, Saints, offense, defense, I'll give the Saints defense the one nod. Saints 23, Chargers 20. I will go over the total. I will take the Saints in an upset. Tim.
Pretty much the Saints offense, though, right now is Alvin Kamara and a terrible quarterback. I mean, Rattler's still playing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And at least Herbert has some skill.
Yes, he is.
And Dobbins at least could probably get you 65 to 75 yards in a game.
I hope.
Yeah. For me, I just want him to stay healthy for a full season. I'll take if the Chargers are favored by, they're not favored by more than 3, are they?
Yeah.
7.5.
No way.
7.5.
Nope. Saints will cover that, I think.
Seven.
Only because both teams are terrible. And go under.
Yeah. Under. Okay. Brian.
Rob, this is one game I kind of disagree. The Chargers defense has not given up 20 or more points to anybody all year. They're stopping teams. And Harbaugh threw for 340 yards last week. He doesn't have any receivers. I know the emphasis for Jim Harbaugh is run the ball. But he's a good coach, and he's going to stick with his plan. I think that his plan eventually is going to pay off for him. New Orleans is stuck with Spencer Rattler one more week. They're thinking that Carr will be back for week 10. And I just don't see Spencer Rattler moving the ball against the Chargers defense. I've got under the total, I've got LA 20 and the Saints 10.
20 to 10. So
Yeah.
Brian and the under with the Chargers. Michael.
They're back in Sophie again, this time with San Diego. And who else shows up? Saints fans. The Saints have a good following on the road. And I don't know. I watched Rattler last week. Oh God, he was awful. He's running like he's panicking. Every first-year quarter, anytime you see a quarterback and his feet move all the time, he's panicking. And that I don't like that. A friend of mine taught me that years ago. When you see a quarterback that's always moving his feet for everything, he is panicking. And that's what Rattler does. He rattles. He just panics. Harbaugh will find a way to get his guys to blitz. They have good blitz packages. Herbert won't have a game, but I think the running game will find a way because that was another problem the Saints defense had last week. Did you see the holes? They were freaking more open than, they were open like caves. You could run right through them. So I'm going to take the Chargers, give the points, and I'll go a little bit over.
All right. We'll go get Keith now. We'll go ahead and get Keith. Saints, Chargers. Chargers at home. 7.5 points, though. 39.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers to cover. Saints offense isn't scoring that much without Carr. I don't know if the Chargers are going to score a lot either, though. I'm going to go under.
All right. And let's catch up with last game.
Falcons
2.5 point. Falcons 2.5 point favorites at the Bucks.
Yeah, I'll go with the Falcons.
48.5.
Falcons to cover, and I'll go under.
You think
By the way, Andre Gabriel, I hope you are not being drug tested anytime soon.
And Harris. St. Chargers. Oh, no, that's right. Harris already gave us St. Chargers. That's right.
Yep.
We're going to Tim first this time. Yep. Buffalo Bills, 3-point favorites. Going to Seattle. We're going to play the Seahawks. The Seahawks. Seahawks. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. And it doesn't matter if it's home or on the road. This is the same Seahawks team that lost to the Giants at home.
Woohoo!
Pulled some other upsets. So we'll see what happens. 48.5. Bills -3 on the road. Tim.
On the road, so that good old west to east with the 12th man. I don't think the 12th man really counts so much now this year. It seems a little.
Or east to west, either way.
Either way, yeah. But still. So which Seahawks team is going to show up?
Which Bills team's going to show up?
Yeah, good point, too. They don't really have a running game, so it's essentially all Josh Allen, and then essentially the Seahawks don't really have the receivers. I can't take the home team here, so I guess I'll take the Bills. Yeah, they'll cover 3 and
48.5.
48.5. Go under.
All right. Brian.
Okay. Seattle's had trouble stopping the run. I know the Buffalo's running game with Cook has been a little bit inconsistent, but I think we'll see a better running game with Buffalo against Seattle. I think Buffalo's kind of putting it together now. Amari Cooper, they got a number 1 receiver. He was on there Wednesday, scores a touchdown on Sunday on a route that he didn't know what he was supposed to do. The rookie had to tell him what route to run on that play. Seattle's Metcalf has got a knee issue. I think he's questionable.
Yeah.
And Kenneth Walker had a birthday last week and scored a couple touchdowns, so he had a nice birthday. But I got Buffalo winning this game 27-20.
27-20, Buffalo. So he will take Buffalo in the under. Keith.
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo, and I'll go with an over here, 27-23. Close to what Brian did, but
okay,
just over.
And we have Michael.
Yeah, Buffalo's got. I looked at the injury report. They got Knox injured. They've got Teron Johnson, the cornerback, is injured. Mac Hollins is injured. They're playing with a lot of injuries and stuff. And they're going to Seattle, the 12th man. But you're right. They played 1 week great, 1 week horrible. They talk about Geno Smith and how wonderful he is 1 week, and then you see Geno Smith go 6 for 17 the next week. And this is one of those iffy games. I just hope that Brady isn't doing this game. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I
have a strong doubt that Brady would be doing a Bills Seahawks game. I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but you know what? When in doubt, the Bills are 3-point favorites. So in the theory, that means it's to me, this is an even game. This is even because you give 3 points to the home team. So there you go. It's even. So when in doubt, go with the home team. But I think I'm going to take the Seahawks, and I'm going to go under.
Okay. Harris has already went.
No, he
Did
didn't.
you go, Harris?
No, he didn't.
Harris is shaking his head no.
No. Tim.
Everything Michael said, I go against. Buffalo 30-24.
You always do.
What'd you say?
30-24 Buffalo.
Say it again, Harris.
I said everything Michael said, I go against. Buffalo 30-24.
I got you.
Makes it easy.
We all kind of figured the same goal. I mean, didn't Keith go 27-23?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going 30-20. Bills. I think the Bills are better here, and this is their spot. Bills
And they only throw for 450 yards.
We go to Brian. The Bears, 1.5 favorites, going to Washington,
Don't see it.
and 45 in the hook. Jalen Daniels doubtful this game. Doesn't look like he's going to play at all. Doesn't look like he's going to dress even at all this week. So
he's got rib issues. Mariota came in and played 3/4 of that game and actually played pretty well. I'm not a Mariota fan.
Got 23 points for him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent around him. But I actually think this is going to be a good game. When I said something crazy the first week of the season, I thought Chicago would put it together and maybe even make the playoffs, and everybody's jaws dropped to the floor. But week in, week out, they keep winning, and Caleb Williams has still got progress to make. They're coming off a bye week here. Not in love with Washington's defense. By the way, I have a trivia question for y'all. Who's the only team to draft 2 Hall of Famers in the first round in the same draft? Because
I know this one.
Sayers and Butkus.
Oh,
Nope.
Tim, you would know.
I think I know this one.
Go ahead, Tim.
I believe it's the 1995-96 Baltimore Ravens. They took Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis in the first round.
Are you sure they're both in the first round?
Let me make sure.
Because I've got the Chicago Bears drafting Butkus and Sayers
Sayers. That's what
Ogden
they
a
said.
second
in
round
the
pick?
first round.
No, Jonathan Ogden was a first-round pick, I believe.
And what about Lewis?
Let's see here.
Lewis
Because
was first.
My source could be wrong.
96 first. Let's see, 96.
In the same draft.
Yeah, it'd be the same draft.
Yep.
It was Sayers and Butkus, I'm pretty sure.
Ogden was number 4 overall, and Ray Lewis was 26 overall. Yep. So they were both.
Both in the first
Okay,
round.
so my source was wrong on that. But I bring that up because you got, the first round draft pick, and then Washington next took Jalen Daniels. It's too bad Jalen Daniels is not in this game. But I am liking Chicago. I know they're on the road here, but it's 24-21. I got Chicago beating Washington.
24-21, just going under the total. All right. Keith.
I'm going to trust that our defense is actually going to cause some problems for Williams. If they can keep that pass rush going like they've shown a couple times this year. Now, I know the Panthers aren't a good team, but they had another game that they were getting a lot of pressure in a blowout recently.
He's doubtful. He's not out yet. Let me tell you that. Let's change that. So he's not.
I like the Commanders'
not
skill
out.
position
He's out.
players too.
Good
So I mean,
job.
the Bears I know have good skill position players, but I like Washington's as well. I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders to win this game. What was the
45
over-under?
and a half. 45 and a half.
That might be a little bit high, but I'm going to go over anyway.
What? Michael.
Just to let you know, if you're a fan of CBS, you get this game. Normally, this would be a Fox game.
Years ago, it always would have been, yeah. Or CBS, back when CBS had the NFC, but.
Yes, but this game now is a Fox game because Fox thinks there's another more important game than this one. I think this is a more important game than what they're showing, and I'll talk about that later. I think this is a game that Williams is going to come back down to earth. Even with Daniels out, they can have their running game, and I think that the Commanders' defense is as good as advertised. I will take the Commanders, and again, this is another even game because the Bears are favored by 3, and you give 3 points for the home team, so that makes it even.
Point and a half.
And I'm going to take the Commanders.
Point and a half.
Michael.
Yeah.
1.5, Michael.
Point and a
For
half.
who?
That's all. Point and a half.
For
For
who?
the Bears, that's it.
1.5.
Bears.
See, my
1.5.
line says the Bears by 3.
Ah,
Well, mine said 2.5.
Yeah, well, we'll take
it's switched all week. But
Still, it's still a pick 'em. It's still just about a pick 'em game. I'm going to take the Commanders, and I think the crowd's going to be into this game. It's on national television. 43 is a low number. I'm going to go over on this game.
all right. Even if it is 45. All right, go for it there.
whatever.
Harris.
I don't think Daniels in or out in this game is going to make too much of a difference. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I said it before, and it's painful to say. Washington will win the NFC East. Commanders 17, Bears 14.
Oh, low score.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Harris right here. I don't think Daniels is the biggest reason one of these teams wins or loses. I think the big name here is Brian Robinson. If Robinson gets in there and he's able to run 80, 90, 100 yards, then they bring this other kid in there. I can't even think of his
Austin
name. Right
Eckler.
Meckler. Yeah, and then the other guy,
It starts with a Z or something? Or?
they got a rookie that they bring in. He's just a little guy. Reminds me of Joe Washington back in
And then
the
they
day.
got a McCaffrey, too.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I just think the Bears and the Commanders are about as close to even as possible. This was in Chicago, probably take the Bears. This is in Washington, 27-26. If it's on your TV, I think you have to watch this game. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I think it could go either way. I will take the Commanders, and I will go with the over. Tim.
It's a 4:25 game. It's on Fox.
CBS.
Let me also tell you this one, folks. Next week's Sunday night game has already been switched. It was a Philadelphia
Jacksonville
game. It's already been pulled. And
Who they put there?
They put the Colts and the
Vikings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Colts Vikings took his spot, but they yanked that game last. They yanked that game Saturday. So it was actually before this week, and told both teams you will not be playing Sunday night. So yep, I'll take Commanders and I'll go under 10. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, no, I agree. These teams are about as even as they come right now. So, I mean, with that said, I'll go with the home team, and they'll win by more than 1.5.
They don't have to.
Then fine. Yeah, I'll take the Commanders.
45 and a hook.
Let's go over.
All right. Let's go over. Mine actually, let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry. Did I say under or did I say over, Ryan?
I went over.
No. Let's see.
29, you said. It was like 20.
27-26 is 53. So, I'm going over the total. So, I'm taking Commanders over the total, but 27-26 is my score. I'm sorry. I think I
And
messed up.
you got me for Washington on points, but I took Chicago to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We're going to Keith. The Kansas City Chiefs. This line has flown one way and then the other. I got them straight 10 points right now.
Yeah.
Going to the Raiders. 41.5. So they really, really don't think these two teams are going to score a lot. Go for it, Keith. Who wins? Who covers? Who doesn't?
Chiefs are clearly a better team. I don't know. This is one of those games that could be maybe a little bit more of an off game. I don't know. The Chiefs really played that great last week, from what I was hearing. I didn't see the game, but from what I heard, it sounded like their offense kind of sputtered a little.
Well, Brock Purdy sure helped them out last week with the turnovers. Yeah. He had his own baking company right there in San Francisco.
So, I don't know. I'll still go with the Chiefs. But I'm going to take the Raiders with the points. So, I'll take the Chiefs to win, Raiders with the points.
41.
I'll go with the over.
All right. Michael.
Okay, good news. It's a good old AFC West battle between two of the original AFC West teams that they used to battle all these years. One now, can we go to the bad news?
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is, like I said, Hopkins' trade is going to be done. He'll be playing Sunday in the red and white. And
O'Connell, I think, is out.
who?
The
What
Raiders
about
coming
O'Connell? You just spoiled it for me. O'Connell's out, and guess who's back?
Gesundheit.
God bless you.
Gesundheit, yep.
That's right, Minshew. Gesundheit. Oh, this is going to be fun for the Kansas City defense. And there's going to probably be a ton of Chiefs fans there. Forget the Raiders. And another spoiler alert, Taylor will be there. Chiefs over. But Taylor will be there.
Harris.
I just don't know whenever he's done, you know. Well, I'll make it simple here. I'm staying with the Chiefs, like I said, until they lose. But they will not cover. 22-20 Chiefs.
Wow.
You know, I was just looking at NFL this year. Road teams have actually won one more game than home teams.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
Chiefs. They hadn't lost yet.
No.
Raiders. They've won, but I don't know.
I agree with you.
They're playing on neutral field. They're playing in Vegas. Everybody travels to see their favorite team play Vegas. Chiefs are going to have a lot more fans there. NFL blowout of the week right here. 38-6. Vegas doesn't make it to the end zone. Over the total. Rob will take Kansas City in the over. Yeah.
Well, the problem is I don't know if Kansas City's offense will score 38, but I sure as hell know that the Raiders' offense can't score that much. And as long as Mahomes can cut back on his interceptions, he is tied for the lead league in interceptions.
I know.
They play turnover-free ball. I don't see I could maybe see them getting maybe a late touchdown for the Raiders. Oof, I'll go with the under because I don't think that the Raiders will score much. So I'll take the Chiefs and the under.
Who's their backup now?
For the Raiders?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Raiders signed Desmond Ritter yesterday.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God! They could have plucked
Who took your Chiefs?
Yeah,
Chiefs practice squad quarterback. Who got him? Browns.
The Browns picked up Bailey Zappi.
Bailey's out back.
And we put Chris Olodokun back on the practice squad, who's been with us for a couple of years.
Go for it, Brian.
Yeah, Vegas has got a tight end well worth watching. Brock Bowers leads all tight ends with 386 yards. O'Connell's probably glad he's not playing against the Chiefs. He threw for 0 yards in the second half of that game last time they played us. And the Chiefs will remember that game. Vegas came out and punched us in the nose, dominated both lines, and they have not forgotten that. That's one thing they're going to remember. So that, I believe the Kansas City will come up ready. Again, it's not for sure that DeAndre Hopkins is coming, but look, it's been, look, everybody talked about how San Francisco's injured last week, losing all the people they have, and it'd be worth praying for Deebo Samuel. He's actually in the hospital with pneumonia, of all things. But Kansas City's had as many or more injuries than anybody. I thought coming into the year, looking back on our Super Bowl years, we were blessed with good health. We pretty much had our people every year, and that just doesn't happen for teams. At some point, it's got to even out, and this is that point. And Andy Reid has negotiated that. He has really managed, and I don't want to see Sky Moore on the field anymore. He's had 3 passes, he's dropped 2. I don't think we're going to see any more of Sky Moore at wide receiver. But if we get DeAndre Hopkins, that's going to let Xavier Worthy be able to do what we've drafted him to do, is to stretch the defense. They were trying to make him a number 1 receiver, and I don't think he is that. He did some of that at Texas, but he is more of a stretched receiver guy, so that's going to help. And look what Kareem Hunt has done. People thought he was just kind of as even and still in the league. And Kareem Hunt come back, and he is the same Kareem Hunt that played for us the year he led the league in rushing. I mean, he's running with power. He's kind of like a heavyweight with featherweight feet. And plus he catches the ball out of the backfield really well, which they threw once to him early, but there's going to be more of that down the road. So I think Kansas City's going to win this game with Vegas pretty easily, 28-10.
28-10, you'll go on the under. All right. Mike.
Sir.
We got the Panthers.
We got, another winner. Oh.
They're going to the Broncos.
Oh, Bo.
Broncos.
Stay home.
How about this one? The Broncos are 9-point favorites in this ball game. They are 43 and a hook.
What do you
tell us, Mike, why the Panthers are going to get whooped?
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong hand. Oh, Bo, baby, Bo is becoming their new hero there. But then again, they're playing the freaking Carolina Panthers. Before I get to that, I feel sorry for the people of Germany. Because
that was kind of sad, wasn't
it? You want to say it for me?
No, go ahead.
In 2 weeks in Munich, Germany, we're going to have a real battle. The Carolina Panthers against my New York Giants. Those German fans are going to go wacky for that. Maybe they'll sell tickets for $10 a piece or 10 euros a piece.
They're paying people to go to the game.
Yeah, they probably will. But
is Danny Dimes going to put on a show?
They got no choice.
What happened to the guy they had last year?
Yeah, they did. They won last year. But you know what?
Oh, speaking of Danny Dimes,
let's get back to reality. Okay. Bo Nix is going to have a game. The only thing I'm worried about, where was Courtland Sutton last week? He didn't have a single reception last week.
Oh, he was over here watching the game with me.
Huh?
He was watching the game with me.
That's all right. Bo Nix have himself a fun game. Bryce Young is
starting.
Starting. Okay, Denver might have a field day. Sean Payton will have a little fun with this. I'm gonna take the Broncos. Spoiler alert: they'll probably run back something for a touchdown, because Carolina's going to be too tired from that high altitude. And I'm going to go under because the Panthers might score maybe 10 points. So give me the Broncos. Give me the under.
Harris.
Panthers don't find the end zone. 37-3.
Oh!
I thought you were going to go against Michael on everything again.
Well, Bo knows, so I got to go with Bo.
Oh,
I'm going against him. Broncos going to win the game, but they ain't going to cover 9 points. This is going to be a team in Carolina that's actually going to show some pride this week. They're going to lose a real close game, 24-21. I'll take the Panthers with the points in the over. I'll be the only one. Go for it, Tim.
Well, I mean, at least you're picking the right team to win. But I mean, sorry, if they couldn't get it done with Dalton, they can't get it. They got done the first week with Dalton, but not. And Bryce Young's, I don't think he'll get his head on straight after sitting for a few weeks, unless the Andy Dalton's become a quarterback whisperer. You know, I don't see that happening. Yeah, I'll go with the Broncos in the under.
Brian.
Okay, I'm liking Denver big time in this game. Dan Canales is a new head coach, and I don't know what his experience is playing with Denver, but you can't just show up in Denver and play. You got to have your team drinking a lot of water that week, or you can be dealing with muscle cramps in high altitude. It's a whole different thing playing in Denver than it is anywhere else. And I don't think they're going to be up for it. They've had 5 straight blowout losses, and they're going to bring in back their miniature quarterback. I don't see they have any chance. It's 32-9 Denver.
He'll go under. Okay. And Keith.
I'm kind of with Harris. I liked what he said. I'll go with that.
Broncos and under. All right.
What do you keep pacing back and forth in front of me for, huh?
We go to Harris. Harris starts off. Oh, this is a good one for you to start off, Harris. Sunday night. Oh, the Cowboys traveling to Santa Clara to play the 49ers. The 49ers are 4.5-point favorites, 47 and a hook. Harris.
Preview of the NFC Championship game.
Going to be another embarrassment. Period.
Well, go ahead.
49ers 38-17.
So Harris says 49ers and the over. I think it could be a good game for at least a half anyway. I think the Niners here kind of clean up some messes that they've had over the last few weeks. They got to. They really probably lose this game. Is probably out of the playoffs. Could happen.
Is Ayuk out for the season?
Huh?
Ayuk, is he out for the year or something? Didn't he get hurt?
Maybe
I'm mistaken.
Yes.
They're afraid it's an ACL. I haven't heard the final thing.
Yeah,
on that.
he's out. He's done.
He's out for the year.
He's
They
done.
said weeks,
And,
multiple
and
weeks.
Debo's questionable.
Debo's in the hospital with pneumonia.
Well, he was released, I thought.
Was he released
I
already?
thought they said he was released. They still got him listed as questionable right now.
I'll take the Niners 31-17. They're at home. I think both teams are a mess right now. But I'm just going to go just at half point over. So I'll play it over. Tim.
Remember, what do the Dallas Cowboys not do well? Play, run, defense. And so guess what the 49ers are going to do? Mason Wright, Mason Middle. And it's going to be enough to get them to win. They'll throw a couple of short passes to Kittle in the red zone. Do you remember Sunday night, maybe a couple of 2-3 years ago, where the 49ers just lambasted the Cowboys on a Sunday night game? Same deal here. 49ers in the over.
Brian.
I don't have any idea what's going to happen in this game. The Cowboys won all their games on the road, They lose all their games at home. They get up like 120 points in their home games. And then you got Jerry Jones stepping out and say, well, I think we're calling bad plays. No, Jerry, I think you got bad players. You haven't done anything to improve your roster. Michael Parsons is questionable for this game. He might not be in this game.
Start with firing your GM.
He's 82 years old, and I think he's got dementia. I mean, he has to say it's bad play because otherwise, it comes back on him, and he's not going to select any responsibility for where his team's playing. And then San Francisco, I don't know. I guess the Chiefs just have a number, but Brock Purdy had a bad day. I look for him to have a bounce back day. Marsh got hurt in the Chiefs game. I think he's playing, but McCaffrey's out for the year. Either team, whoever loses this, they could probably kiss the playoffs goodbye, like was said. So they're both desperately wanting to win.
Yeah, Deebo Samuel returns to 49ers facility. It was just an hour ago.
Okay. Well, my original theory on that, I have noticed that every time Kansas City plays San Francisco, Deebo never finishes the game. So it might be he just doesn't want to play against the Chiefs. Kittle will play against us. Kittle had a great game last week. And Kittle will have a great game this week coming, I'm sure, too. So I'm picking San Francisco to win 27-21. But I would be surprised that I'm not going to be surprised whatever happens. It's just hard to pick this game.
We got Keith.
It's not because of the record so far for Dallas winning their road games and losing at home. The 49ers are kind of banged up. I just have a feeling Prescott is going to do fairly well throwing the ball in this game. 49ers are going to probably score a little bit through there too, but the health of the 49ers over. Did you say McCaffrey's out for the year?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I forgot to mention.
I knew he was out, but I didn't know it was for the year.
San Francisco's got left at receiver, they could not get open against man coverage. So that's a factor too.
I don't know. I just have a feeling that this will be a gut check for the Cowboys. They'll show it. They still got a little fight left in them. Cowboys will sneak out a win in this one.
Without a running game?
47.5.
47. They don't have a run game. That's true. But I think they'll put together enough passes to win this one. I'll go under.
All right. Michael.
Well, let me say this. Jerry didn't fire those radio people this week again. All right? Our hero, Jerry, 82 years old. He freaking should be in a nursing home, but I don't know how he does it. All I have to think about is Dallas better get off to a good start. If they don't get off to a good start and San Francisco does, this game is going to be over in a hurry.
End of the first
You know what? Ezekiel tried to steal the wheel. He couldn't. Jerry also said, and Coach Mike, whatever, said that Derrick Henry couldn't fit in our Dallas offense. You've got to be crazy.
You built the damn offense.
I would say, what are you, on dope? God almighty. No.
He was a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah, no. It's just a poor excuse. CD. You know what CD's good for? CD is good for the alphabet. CDE. That's all I have to say about that. 49ers in a round under.
All
and
right.
They might. And they'll probably. They could
Back for me for Monday night. And if you're not watching this live, no, not a problem. Every Wednesday evening between 6 and 6:30 Eastern time, we're here with you doing college and pro picks. And we generally take anywhere from an hour, well, now today about 2.5 hours. But we're going to rock with you anyway. We will stick with you guys. Monday night, we got the Giants going to the Steelers. The Giants, are they going to get are they going to pick up the wide receiver from the Jets? Doubtful, but
could it be Devontae Adams to the Giants? For Tommy Cutlets?
6.5 points is what the Steelers are favored by. 36.5, the lowest line of the week. And I'm like, yes, Mike Tomlin shows heart every time he's coaching. I don't care if he's playing the best team in the league or the worst team in the league. The Steelers are at home. Danny Dimes, as far as we know, he's the guy that's going to be playing. Russell Wilson is to start again this week. And you know what? He actually looked good last week. They're the only team, I think, in the NFL, maybe Washington, but really the Steelers, with those two quarterbacks they got, they've both played decent. And they're not their weak links right now. The weak links for the Steelers right now has been their pass defense. They've been giving up some passing yardage. But come on, the Giants they're just out there. They're just swinging whatever. They're not going to score a touchdown this week. I'm going under the total, 23-6. Steelers win, cover, and it's under the total. All right, Tim.
Yeah, everything points in this game to the Steelers winning big, especially after that boost in production they got with Wilson coming back. Najee Harris could have a big game too, if he's playing. Yeah. And how about Pat Freiermuth getting in the end zone too? I mean, essentially just pick the line for the Steelers. And give me the over. I think the Giants may score once or twice to help them out.
Brian.
Who's the home team in this game?
Steelers, 6.5 point favorites at home.
Okay, I watched that game last week, and Tomlin, he was just a legendary coach. He made a controversial decision to go Russell Wilson. First quarter didn't look good. Wilson was missing passes. Fans were booing. Tomlin was looking concerned on the sideline. But he stayed with him. And Russell Wilson, from the second quarter to the rest of the game, looked like Russell Wilson with the new moon balls, long completions, accurate passing, good decisions. He looked great.
Yeah.
And then they asked Tomlin about that. He said, well, that's why I'm well compensated. Because he was the only one who thought, he's about the only one who thought that was going to work out. And it worked out. He's only the third head coach Pittsburgh has had in 55 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And old Tower.
And then, I don't know if you watched.
Was it Cleveland's had 19?
I also noticed that when they pass the ball to Darnell Washington, nobody wants to tackle that guy. He is a large man who can move. The Giants, I haven't heard for sure yet, but I don't think Danny Jones is starting this game. I think they're going to Drew Lock. And I've heard the reason is because if he plays one more game, and there's something in his contract, if he gets hurt, his money counts against the cap. If he doesn't get hurt, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
So
he may be out for the rest of the year.
Said we may have seen the last of Danny Jones for that reason.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a good chance he could get hurt. His offensive line gave up 8 sacks last week. I mean, The guy's gets clobbered every time he goes out there. Danny Jones has not completed a home touchdown pass since January 1st, 2023. That's over 680 days. Hasn't thrown a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
So it's about time they make a change, where they go back to Danny DeVito or Drew Lock.
Tommy Cutlets.
I've got. I didn't work out a score for this, but I think Pittsburgh will easily cover this game, and I think it will go
36.5.
Yeah, I think it'll go over. I think Pittsburgh will get some points.
All right. Keith.
Yeah, I'll go with the Steelers to cover. I think it'll go over.
All right. Michael.
Oh, you don't want to hear from me. We're gonna have the second pick in the draft because Carolina's going to get the first one. I agree with you, Tim. I think this is the last ultimate chance for Danny Dimes. Okay? I don't know how long he's going to be in this game. I think the Giants will just kick 3 field goals. I think Russell, I told you, if you saw last week's performance, Ciara knew what she was talking about. You got to get my man in there. My man did the job for you. He's got to stay there. You know, he knows how to throw those passes that don't have to go 80 miles an hour. I got a baby coming, number 5. Anyway, Steelers win under. Giants will be embarrassed on national TV again.
Harris.
And Harris, you're going to have to. If we ever all go to Vegas, you're going to have to share a room with Michael because I'm not going to do it all.
You know what's going to happen in this game? Pittsburgh is going to play down to the Giants' level. Steelers will win this game. It's going to be one late. 16-10.
Wow.
Oh, okay. All right. So that is under the total. All right. We've got our locks from last week. And Tim with the Rams, 1. Mike with Washington, 1. Harris with the Bengals, 1. Keith with Green Bay, 1. Rob with Buffalo, 1. Brian with Atlanta. Wow. So he will get first pick in the draft tonight. And then I'm going to roll a dice here. I'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. So Tim will go second. Tim will go after Brian. And then 1, 2, 3. That'll be Mike. Then me. And then Keith. And then Harris. All right. So the sad part about this one is you can give out of good teams, but there are 16 games this week, so that's a good thing. Brian, your lock of the week.
Well, I think I'll leave the Chiefs to whoever wants them. I'm going to go with the Lions, Detroit.
All right, Detroit. All right, Tim.
Good, then I'll go second captain obvious pick. The Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore. Next.
By the way, Liberty is only tied with this winless Kennesaw team.
Kennesaw State at halftime. Yeah.
Jeez.
And then they'll go out and score 30 in the second half, which is nuts. But that's the way they've been doing all year. Mike, who you like?
You think I'll take the Steelers? I don't think so. I'm going north. I'm going up Rocky Mountain Way, baby. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos.
And you're going to take Denver. All right. All right. Yours truly gets to go next. Oh, man, it's just too obvious. I got to take Kansas City. Are you kidding me? They just sitting there just
this is going to be good.
Waiting to be taken, so I will do that. Keith?
So what teams are taking now?
Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, and Broncos.
Detroit, Baltimore, Denver, and Kansas City.
I'll take Green Bay then.
You will take Green
Again.
Bay Packers. Yeah, you can take Green Bay again. And Harris.
I'm going to take the embarrassment. I'm going to take the 49ers over the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Have you given up on your Cowboys, Harris?
Until Jerry Jones fires the GM, yes.
Okay, then I guess the next one for me would either be the Chargers or the Vikings.
That'll
All
be
right.
the thing.
You guys know what's coming up right now.
Yep.
The top three. Harris, your top 3 teams right now in the NFL are
Chiefs, Lions, Ravens.
Chiefs, Lions, Ravens. Michael.
Top 3 teams: Kansas City, Baltimore, And Houston.
All right. Keith.
I'm with Harris on this. Kansas City, Baltimore, and Detroit. If I was going to throw one of those out of there, I'd maybe squeeze Buffalo ahead of Kansas City. But I'm just not comfortable that Buffalo is going to continue and not play like they did in Baltimore in that one game. That one kind of worried me a little bit.
Brian.
I'm not too sure about Buffalo's defense.
Yeah,
But I'm with Harris. I like Kansas City, Detroit, and Baltimore. Baltimore went through a stretch last year where they beat everybody up, beat up a lot of good teams last year. But Lori and I were talking about this today. When Lamar Jackson plays us, we see a little bit of panic in him every time he's played us. That we don't see him, and we don't see that when he plays other teams. So, but those are my top three.
and will Harbaugh still leave some points on the field?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Baltimore's Harbaugh is the wrong Harbaugh. They'd be better off if they had the other one.
Tim.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially Harris kind of stole the thunder. I'll agree with Harris.
All right.
Very good.
I'm going different, boys. I'm going to take a team nobody took.
Not even Houston.
Not Houston. I'm going to take Kansas City.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Baltimore. And I'm going to take another AFC team. I'm taking the Steelers.
Yes.
7-2 after this week.
Okay.
Well, they'll be 6-2. They won't be 7-2 because they ain't played but 8 games. But they'll be 6-2 after they win this game right here. And
Well, who do you think's the top NFC team? Detroit or Minnesota?
Detroit.
What
Philadelphia.
about Green Bay?
I like Philly the best. I still think Philly comes out of the NFC. They're going to win 11, 12 games. Everybody's laughing at them, but they still going to win 11 or 12 games. And everybody picks them every week. I think about that.
I don't trust Sirianni to keep the locker room, though. I just
the thing is, I think it's so overrated. As long as you win it, the problem is if he loses. I think if he loses the staff above him, that's when he could end up being in trouble. And they're going after a receiver. Who is this thing going after? It just said something right there. It said something about Eagles searching for another receiver. I don't know why they would. I don't know. They need defensive back help more than they do anything. But look at the Eagles. I don't have the schedule in front of me right now. But look at their next 6 games.
Wait a minute.
They're all winnable. I mean, when I say winnable, they're probably going to be favored in all 6 of them.
Well, and another one. They played the Giants the last game of the season.
But I'm just saying.
They got Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Dallas, Washington, the Rams, the Ravens, the Panthers.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Ravens are a tough team right there they're playing. But, they'll probably be favored against Washington. I think they probably will be. And then who did you say in between those 2 teams?
The Rams.
Rams. And by that time, the Rams probably doesn't, they might not even have the same quarterback or wide receivers or anything by that time. Who knows?
And then 3 of their last 4 is like it could be murder's row. It all depends on what Dallas does. But you got Pittsburgh, Washington again, Dallas, and then they get to end up with a bye week.
Right.
The Giants.
Oh, okay. Bye week.
Yeah.
Right now, how many wins have the Eagles got? Are they 4-2?
Who?
Yeah. Huh?
Who?
The Eagles are 4-2, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Eagles are 4-2, and you listed that off just now. They go in 10. I mean, Vegas ain't gonna pay you 10 cents on 100 right now. If you bet on them winning 10 games, they're gonna say, of course they are. But they may not win 12. But once they get in the playoffs, they're a team to deal with. They really will be. They're gonna be tough.
They're going to have
Three
to travel
worst
though
teams.
this year.
We haven't been doing this lately. 3 worst teams, like right now,
Oh.
they will not be in the playoffs. We don't care what is said. They are out of the playoffs. Brian.
Okay, 3 teams that probably should be regulated out of the league like they do in England.
Yeah, any kind of way you want to. You're just saying right now, they don't have to be the worst teams, but their teams are not going to be in the playoffs. And they are who?
Well, obviously Carolina's not going to be in the playoffs. You want somebody people think is going to the playoffs is not going, or
Not, well, if you want to throw a team out there that you think, well, a lot of people like, but I don't like. Okay, go for it.
well, a lot of people like Tampa Bay, but boy, what I saw last week and now with the two new receivers injured, their secondary was just atrocious last night.
Yeah.
It was or Monday night.
And
So Tampa Bay's not going to playoffs. Houston's been really disappointing.
yeah. Well, and they're what, 5?
Everybody in the AFC's got 2 losses, except at
But
least 2 losses.
they're 5-2, aren't they?
They're 5-2, and there's a lot of 2-loss teams in the AFC.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, it's 4 of them.
Houston's 5-2, but every time I hear anything about them, people say that Stroud's having an off year and just not playing well. And the times I've watched them, they look bad too. They don't look good. So
Well, he's not had Nico Collins, and Nico Collins will be back at some point.
But with that AFC South, are they going to make a playoffs? Or are you still saying they're going to get past and they will not make the playoffs? 5-2 right now, and they got the Colts this week.
Depends on how long they stay with Richardson in Indianapolis.
No. Okay.
They're going to lose until they change their mind.
No, I'm talking about the Texans. Though you're talking about how bad the Texans were playing, and I was just wondering if you thought they were going to make the playoffs. The Texans.
Yeah, they're probably going to beat out Indianapolis.
So
they're going to beat out Jacksonville. They'll probably make the playoffs.
yeah, I agree. All right. And did you have a third team that you're just saying right now? No, okay, you're not going to the playoffs.
I would say Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay. Tim.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to go with like teams that are like 1-6. So I'm going to try to take teams that are like 500 or like
Take some teams. Yeah, that's right. Take some teams that people might say, "Hey, Tim, what are you talking about?" But yeah, that'd be cool. Go for it.
All right, so number 1, Dallas Cowboys. No, not happening.
Okay.
Here's another one that, with as good as the problem is, you're not getting. Somebody's got to be left out, and so of the NFC North, and I think that team's the Chicago Bears. And so, and then the third team that I think is
this is instead of out of it, we can say close but no cigar type.
Right,
guy. Yeah.
close but no cigar.
Let's
And
go
then
with
the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I was going to go with that too, but I don't even think they're close to no cigar. They're third place team in that division.
Right.
Clearly, Steelers and Baltimore are much better. We could go Giants, but they're hapless. We could go Patriots, they're hapless. We could go Jets, they're hapless. We could go Miami, they're hapless. I mean, it's just so many teams. I think right now they just don't have a chance. But one of those teams in the NFC South is going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad to say, but right now, I'm starting to like the Falcons a little bit. I kind of like the Falcons, so I'm not going to go with that team. I'm going to go with the Saints as being a team that's not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to smell the playoffs. Bye-bye.
It's been a long time since September for the Saints.
Yeah.
Those first two weeks.
I don't like picking on Keith. And Keith, I know last week or week before that said something about the Rams going to win the NFC West. They ain't winning the NFC West, and they ain't going to see the playoffs. They know it too because they're selling. They're sellers. They're just their offense is good, but they're not going to be good if you get rid of all of them. So I'm going to say the Rams, they're going to miss out. And I'm exactly with you, Tim. The Bears, win or lose this week, whatever they do, I just think you got too many good teams up at the top right now. they're probably a fourth place team. Where in some other divisions they'll be a second place team. They're just in a tough division. So I'll put the Bears, Rams, and Saints as teams that's going to sniff it. They're not going to make it. Harris.
I'm looking at something Tim said about that NFC North. It's scary, but all 4 of those teams can get in.
I was just about to
All
say
4
that.
of them can get in.
I think Chicago's going to lose to Minnesota for sure.
With that being said,
But they're going to be beating up each other, though, before the year's out.
49ers will not get in.
Okay.
All right. It's obvious the Cowboys aren't going to get in. Okay. The Colts are not going to get in.
I agree.
Somebody in that AFC's got to drop out because the Chargers are going to sneak in.
Really?
And
You think so?
Colts dropping out.
Wow. Michael.
I think the Colts are one. We have the obvious ones, Brady the Elf and Shaw and the 100-Year Blues and Reds and Jets. But yeah, I'll say the LA Rams. And maybe, I don't know why, the San Diego Los Angeles Superchargers.
Don't think they make it, huh?
Nope.
I kind of with you. I don't have confidence in them right now. We'll see. What's their record now? Are they 4-3?
Who?
So yeah,
Chargers.
Chargers are 3-3.
3-3.
Okay. They're 3-3. Okay. So they're definitely not out of it. That's for sure. Next week, just kind of a preview of the college games we'll have.
You
Right
never
now-
asked me mine.
Huh?
You didn't get mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Keith. I thought you always told us. I'm sorry, but
Obviously, the Rams are selling. They're not going to be in, but that's not going to be one of my 3.
Okay.
I kind of like whoever said the 49ers. Was that you, Harris?
Yep.
Yeah. The Cowboys, I think. And the other one I was thinking was the Dolphins. I don't think that they're going to still put together enough of an effort.
It would take a huge effort for them now. They only have 2 wins or 1 win.
There's a lot of teams that it's like I could see the Colts not getting in as a 4-3 team right now. And
the only reason I like the Niners now more than ever is because I just don't see Seattle turning around, and I don't think the Cardinals are going to win that division. So they may not win over 9 games, but I still think they win the division. Next week, we have got some barn burner college games. A couple of them early that's not the greatest, but I still think they're going to be good games. Duke at Miami. I think this will be a good game. Texas A&M at South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Pitt against SMU, depending on if SMU can stay hang with Duke this week. Ohio State and Penn State. That should be a barn burner. Oregon at Michigan. That's going to be a bomb. And then Texas Tech at Iowa State. That's our 6 games we've got scheduled so far. And then, obviously, for Mike, we've got to get Army put in there, too. Army, I think, plays next week. I'm not sure. But if they do, Mike, we'll have Army put in there because they'll be in the top 25.
Is there
They play Air Force. Army's hosting Air Force.
Okay.
Is there anything anybody else would have done different with the rankings and what they are as far as the top 10? Does that look good to you? Do you have a
I haven't even looked at it.
I haven't looked at it either.
Oregon?
Oregon is number 1.
Yep.
Is
No
Penn State number 2?
They're
No,
number 4, I
Georgia.
think.
Georgia's number 2.
Is Ohio State ahead of Penn State?
No.
No,
Penn
Ohio
State's
State's
3.
3. Ohio State's 4.
Oh, okay.
And then
I got it.
Texas. Texas only dropped to 5. They're still ahead of Miami, number 6. Number 7 is Tennessee. 8, LSU. 9, Clemson. 10, Iowa State. 11, BYU. So, and they're both from the Big 12, right? And it looks like,
Yeah.
and So one of those two would be a conference winner that'd be in the top 4 seeds in a playoff thing. Number 12 right now is Notre
Now,
Dame.
is BYU in the Big 12?
Yes.
No, they're,
Yes, yes.
they are.
Okay, I thought they were independent.
Okay,
Yeah.
now Notre Dame's number 12, and then you got Boise State at number 17. Is Boise State, because they're in a conference, would they get the 5th conference team to get in, or is Notre Dame as an independent have a chance to get that?
I don't know. Notre Dame.
There's got to be five conference champions that I think get in.
I think it's only 4.
4 conference champions. And
No, it's 5.
4
It's
conference
gotta be
champions
4.
and either an independent or a 5th conference.
Yeah.
So
Whoever's ranked highest.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Notre Dame would get in.
So independent can take it. Yes. And only 4 conference champions have to make it. Yeah.
Navy should be in the top 12 right now.
Navy is they're in a conference too, though. They're
Yeah.
not
And
independent.
They are.
Boise
They're
State
America
and
East. I
Army are
think.
both ahead of them.
Yeah. And then
I'm trying to look.
Liberty's in what, Sun Belt or something like that.
Yeah,
They're-
so, well,
They're undefeated right now, but they're getting tested again. So we'll see what happens. I see we're at 29th in the polls, I think is what I saw. But that's still a ways to go. I still say there's only going to be 1 or 2 of the top of the Big 4 conferences undefeated. I don't think we're going to have all these undefeated teams. We'll see.
the Chiefs trade is official.
Oh, okay. It is official. The trade is.
As-
Okay.
I got this morning whistling Christmas songs.
As,
Well, I heard
as per CBS Sports.
Gotcha.
Brett
Anybody
Veach
got
never sleeps. Our GM, the last big trade he did was like 11 p.m. This one was before 6 a.m.
This was early this morning. Yep. Anybody got anything they'd like to say to end up on the show tonight?
Last call.
Yes, I do. You won't. You might not see me next week because I will be in the hospital.
Yeah.
We will have
Everything
plans.
goes well, bro.
But I also have the high school story of last week. There was a high school team in the week previous to their game Saturday. They had a brawl with another high school team. This was in Pennsylvania. 38 players were suspended for going off the bench.
Yep. Automatic.
The team played with 10 players. Oh no,
On defense.
They had to
played
play
11
with
players.
11.
10 on defense.
They had to
And they
start the game with
still
11.
beat the team 66-0.
Yeah. I saw that story. I was like, wow.
True story.
Good. About time that high school federations enforcing their rules.
Yeah.
That's right.
Michael, reach out with an email to one of us after
Okay.
your procedure, so we
will.
know how you're doing.
I will do that.
Yes.
How long are you going to be in hospital,
If you're
Mike?
able to get to us, a Virginia high school athlete of the week. He's a linebacker, and what did he do? Got 4 interceptions, 3 pick sixes. And
Holy
he's 14 years old. He's an 8th grader, folks. He's an 8th grader. Got 3 pick sixes this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he didn't start. He did not start the
Oh
game.
my God, really?
He did not come into the game until a player got hurt. He did not start this game. And now he went to the coach after the game, had a cookie in his hand and had a drink in his hand.
Oh
Said,
my
"Coach,
goodness.
chance to play next week." The coach took the drink and the cookie, threw it in his face, and said, "Kid, shut the hell up. Go about your business." This week.
Hey, Mike, just imagine if you ended up having to share a hospital room with the groper after his.
Oh yeah! Oh, I am the groper.
Hey, Mike, how long do they plan on you being in there?
They say 3 days. They say about a week of the surgery plus ICU and that, and then 3 weeks in Dallas for rehab, and then I got to come back.
Well, take your laptop with you.
So about
Take
a
your
month.
laptop with you.
Okay.
About
Yeah.
a month.
What?
About a
Rob?
month then.
Yeah, about a month.
Okay. So
About
do that.
around
Do that.
Thanksgiving. I'll see. You might
All right.
see me pop. You might see me pop up, and you never know from the
That's
hospital
fine.
bed.
But
We
I
saw
will-
Alex with that.
I will text you Monday or Tuesday with the picks, and if you want
yeah. Okay.
if you want to, all you got to do is just send me the winning team.
I don't have to
Okay.
write a story.
Right.
I don't have to tell a comedy story. I don't have my comedy story. And then Harris doesn't have to go next to me.
Harris, when's the next cruise?
Huh?
When's your next cruise?
I've got to schedule one before March, the one I got for free. But my
Okay.
brother's got a couple of them coming up. I just don't know which ones I'm going yet.
We got you.
Hey, I ain't got to pay for them. I'm going.
Go.
Yeah.
Roll
That's
over.
right. If it's for free, it's for me. Yeah.
For Harris,
Darlene.
for Tim, for Brian, for Keith, and for Michael. Prayers to you, my friend. My name is Rob, and you won't mix any football. And guess what? If you pick along with us, you're going to be the next millionaire. Come our way. We'll send you to Vegas, baby. Have a great one. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.